Up now we have Caleb Yeoh from TravelbyBit, and we're talking about crypto adoption in the travel industry. Can you please give him a very warm welcome to the stage?
Hey guys. How does this work? Okay. So a couple of months back, Bloomberg announced that soon, Starbucks coffees, you can be able to buy that with Bitcoin, and that will become closer to reality. And this was a partnership that CNBC reported was between Starbucks and Microsoft. Microsoft, one of the biggest companies in the tech space, is trying to help us buy coffees with Bitcoin. The reality is, all around the world, and especially many parts of Australia, you can already buy not just coffees, but you can go to the zoo, you can go to restaurants, pubs, and pay with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and other cryptocurrencies. That's what we do at TravelbyBit. And not just coffees, you can now even buy drugs with Bitcoin legally. This is a pharmacy in Sydney. So in Australia, it's very different from here. We can pay anything in crypto. We're not talking about the future, we're talking about now. This is a really cool website. You can pay anything from your electricity bills to your phone bills, and that's what I do. I pay my taxes in crypto. And it's really interesting stats as well. You can see the different coins that are being used. Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin's up there. But yeah, this is today, guys. This is adoption today. It's not in some faraway future. So I'll show you a little bit what TravelbyBit does.
That time when you went overseas on holiday, you had to prepare a bunch of cards and maybe even exchange a bunch of currencies. You know, just in case those cards didn't work, and even when they do work, those travel cards charge you a fortune in hidden fees. When you arrive overseas, guess what? There's that hassle of dealing with dodgy money changers or looking for those elusive ATMs. After all your travels, you end up with all this leftover currency. What do? Exchange it back at the airport at ridiculous rates, or make a last-minute purchase for something you didn't really want? Even after you get back, you suddenly discover you are a victim of credit card fraud. Here at TravelbyBit, we are launching the Bitcoin travel movement, digital currency for worldwide travel. It's safe, convenient, and there's no bank fees. Let us take you to Queensland, Australia to show you how it works.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm the owner of the Roll Shop. We are a family-owned business here in Brisbane, Australia. As one of the merchants on the TravelbyBit traders route, we do take a number of cryptocurrencies. All you have to do is come up with your digital wallet, pick a cryptocurrency, scan the QR code and pay. Simple. So where will TravelbyBit take you? From the world's first crypto-friendly airport to shopping in the city. From the surf to the outback. From theme parks to the Great Barrier Reef. TravelbyBit has designed travel routes where our chain of crypto merchants take currencies like Bitcoin for your entire adventure. So leave your cash and cards at home, jump on a plane and travel by Bit. Hi guys, will you travel by Bit?
Hi, I'm Rakim. I'm from Kazakhstan and I will travel by Bit.
Hi, this is Celine from United Kingdom and I will travel by Bit.
Hey, I'm Greg from France, Queensland. I will travel by Bit.
Hi Queensland, I'm Hila from Malaysia and I will travel by Bit.
Hi, I'm Deval from India and I travel by Bit.
Hi, my name is Brett and I will travel by Bit.
All right. So TravelbyBit is a digital currency payment processor. We focus on the travel industry, but we enable any business to take payments in cryptocurrencies. We provide an option where the merchant can keep crypto, or they can convert it into fiat if they choose to avoid the price volatility. Beginning of this year, we launched the world's first crypto airport. In this airport, you can read a little bit more about us on Lonely Planet. But in this airport, you've got merchants everywhere taking payments in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Dash. Everything from coffees to beers to your retail shopping. And it's really cool because 20 million people go through this airport every year. And they will see those signs, and this is how we bring mainstream adoption. They will see those signs and they say, this is real, you can use this. And I'd just like to thank the community for supporting us. We've got people going through the airport and making transactions in Litecoin and Bitcoin. We've got an 80-year-old traveler who came to Queensland and paid for his entire travels with Bitcoin, so you never know who has crypto. That's the really cool thing. All our transactions are logged live on flybybit.com. You can log on now to flybybit.com and you can see live crypto transactions at the airport. And you can also leave a little message there. If you log on, you get a special password once you make a transaction, and you can leave a little cheeky message like you see up on the signs there. So there's a lot of misinformation going around. The Bitcoin Twitter, they called us out saying, oh, Bitcoin Cash is the most used currency, but that's not true at all. Bitcoin's the most used currency, Litecoin's next, and all our transactions are locked on the blockchain for everyone to see. So we know where the adoption's happening. And we run Lightning payments as well at the airport. I'm not sure where we can play this video.
Cafe at Brisbane International Airport in Australia. I'm going to buy a coffee with Lightning Network. So the fee is about 43,000 Satoshis. So I've got the Eclair wallet here, which is a Lightning wallet. So I'll just scan this payment request. Click pay. So the payment's been sent and the payment's been received. It's as easy as that. So you can now pay for coffee with Bitcoin using the Lightning Network.
Yeah, how many of you guys think that was cool? Yeah, that's cool. This is here, this is now. I mean, we're not talking about future. We're trying to build adoption now. That's what we're doing. And the next project we've done, we've launched, I guess, the world's first crypto town in Australia. We have this entire tourism town taking payments in crypto. And we would like to invite all of you there. Pay for entire travel with Litecoin. Yes, in Australia, we have a few animals that might like to take a bite from you, but the death rates are really low. So this is a town of 70. It's really cool. The name of the town is 1770, but they are using cutting-edge technology for blockchain payments now. So it's a great surf town, and it's also a gateway to the Great Barrier Reef. That's Lady Musgrave Island, which is next to the town of 1770. You can take a boat, you go into that little reef there, and you go in the center, where you do a lot of snorkeling, and the big sharks don't go in there, so it's all safe. So I'm hoping that some of you would be curious enough to come and travel to Australia and pay for the entire journey with crypto. So we have now over 400 stores taking payments in crypto across every major city in Australia. Why are they doing this? Yes, there's no merchant fees. We don't charge 1-2% like Visa and MasterCard. We try to make this as peer-to-peer as possible. There's no merchant fees for our small businesses. There's no setup costs as well, because it's just a web-based platform. But most of all, merchants are getting on board because of credit card fraud. Credit card fraud in the world is growing. And this is because whenever you make a credit card transaction, you give your private details and your credit card numbers to the merchant. And that merchant has the ability to pull money from your bank account. And anyone who gets a hold of those credit card details will have ability to pull from your bank account. It runs on a pool system. And this is why banks panic when you go overseas and use a credit card, because in some developing countries, as soon as you swipe that credit card, you know those details are going to be on sale in a convenience store in Russia. So those who know and understand Bitcoin and Litecoin know that fundamentally it's different. Whenever you make a Bitcoin transaction, you push a fixed amount of money to that merchant. That merchant can't pull any more money from you. It's a push transaction. They can't pull any more money from you because you don't give them any private information. So privacy on Bitcoin and Litecoin is a feature. It's not a flaw. And that changes the security model and makes global payments a lot more secure and efficient. As a consumer, I guess most of us go, we don't care. Someone takes our credit card, it doesn't matter. We go to the bank, we get the money back anyway. But what we don't realize is the banks take that money back from the merchant wears the loss, they push it up through consumer prices, and we pay for it. We eventually all pay for it. So the credit card fraud costs, you pay for it in bank fees, you pay for it through increased consumer prices. We can't run payments on a broken credit card system. And this is why we focus on crypto payments.
What is your prediction about what happens in these crypto, or in this Bitcoin and Ethereum market? At the moment, they're not regulated, and so most governments don't recognize them as currencies and commodities. Do you think that, you've threatened big corporations before, but do you think that Bitcoin and Ethereum threaten governments? And how do you think governments are going to respond?
I don't think Bitcoin and Ethereum threaten governments any more than cash threatens governments or credit cards threatens governments. I mean, it's a different form of currency. And I think sensible governments should welcome it. And sensible governments, I think, do welcome it. I mean, when America confiscated some Bitcoins from somebody, they immediately cashed them in and took the cash. They didn't confiscate them and destroy them. So I think these currencies have now generally been accepted by governments.
So that was a few years ago, and we've progressed a lot since then. So what do we believe in with TravelbyBit? We believe real merchant adoption is when merchants keep the coins. Half of our merchants converted to fiat, but more and more of them want to keep the coins. And that's good, because that's where they keep the coins, they use it to pay their staff, and that's what genuine adoption is. The next thing is, real adoption is when users stop talking about it and actually download a wallet and actually spend. Get the currency going, get it using in circulation. That's what we believe in. And another fundamental thing we believe in is privacy is the foundation of a free and democratic society. A society that's constantly monitored, that breeds conformity, obedience, and submission. So that's why we support cryptocurrencies. That's why we support Lightning payments, because that's a lot more private. How we run ourselves as a business model, we give out our system almost for free to small businesses. We don't charge a 1% merchant fee, and we don't charge a conversion fee on crypto to users as well, because we want genuine adoption. How we stay sustainable? Well, one, we take a bit of donations, but two, we are an international travel company. You can book your flight to the next conference or anywhere around the world through us, and we will take payments in crypto. We make our margins from the airlines, we make our margins from the hotels, but we can price match anything you find online. So please, if you make your next trip around, book with TravelbyBit. Our travel experts will talk to you personally, will give you a personalized service. And that's about it, guys. I mean, I hope you guys learn a few things from the talk. I hope to get all of you and maybe the Litecoin Foundation to support a Litecoin road trip to Australia where you can pay for your entire journey with Litecoin. How about that? Who would like to see that happening? Let Charlie know. Questions, anyone?
Hi. You mentioned a little bit more about the Lightning Network. I apologize, I just lost my question. You mentioned there's a bit more adoption on the Lightning Network with some merchants. And as it expands, how much easier will it be for merchants to pick up that adoption in this case?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Oh, no worries. How fast, with the Lightning Network already being adopted with your merchants in place, as it progresses, how faster will that
how fast will the adoption grow?
Yes,
it's hard to tell. It comes down to the community. So cryptocurrency is a social movement, right? There are those who believe in it and will support it, and there are those who would like to see it fail. And we are trying to galvanize the community to support it. And the more the community supports it, the more it will grow faster and faster. We've enabled Lightning payments only at 2 or 3 test merchants because not a lot of people are used to the interfaces of the wallets. It's still a little bit cumbersome, perhaps slightly more technical savvy. People know how to use it, but it will grow. Wallets will get better and better, and the adoption will grow.
Hey, so you mentioned that one of the things that you notice as success is when a merchant keeps the coins. What are some successful outcomes you've had for merchants who have been holding those coins or paying people with them or something like that? Have you had any successful outcomes from that?
Yeah, majority of the small businesses would like to keep the coins. It's almost like they might, in effect, be an investor anyway. They were going to buy a bit of Litecoin anyway, but they go, I run a business. I will take it and keep the coins. I don't care whether the price goes up or down. I believe in this in the future. And to be realistic, transactions is not going to be a huge amount. It's less than 10% of the volume of business, so they're happy to keep it. We provide the fiat option for the larger businesses, because when we're in the airport, we work with listed companies, right? We work with government. So TravelbyBit is actually working closely with the Queensland government. We've received funding from the government as well. And so in that sense, we provide a fiat option for listed companies that have risk profiles where their shareholders might not want them to keep crypto. But it starts there. And once they take it, and more people take it, we are hoping that one day, they too will keep a balance in crypto.
About just a question, the merchants that keep the coins. What's the ATO posture on that? The ATO is the tax agency. Sorry.
Yes. So the Australian Tax Office. Our business has talked closely with the ATO. So we have a tax and accounting platform behind what we do. We tell all our merchants, this is not about avoiding taxes, right? And here's where I might differ with some of the opinions in the room, because I've got young kids. I pay taxes in Australia because it provides a really good healthcare system. So accepting crypto is not about avoiding taxes for me. It is about providing competition to the banking sector. It's about providing options. It's a lifeboat in case governments go off the rails, like we've seen in some countries. And so we work very closely to remain compliant. If you keep crypto as a business, it's treated as trading stock. It goes up and down. If it goes down, you can write off a loss for your business. If it goes up, you write a capital gain for the business. But every jurisdiction is different. I'm not sure how it is in America. In Japan, they're going one step further, where I think the Japanese tax office is looking at a model where if a merchant keeps crypto, that merchant then gets to defer tax obligations, because the price of crypto might fluctuate down and they might not be able to pay their tax. So they say, you know what, if you take payments in crypto, you might actually get to defer your tax obligations for 1 or 2 years. And that will actually drive more adoption as well. Any last questions? All right, thanks.
A question about support with the merchants that you've deployed out there. I guess what level of support do they require to keep operating?
Well, Our system is really, really simple. It's about making it as simple as possible because if you can understand, in the airport, there are over 600 staff. Some of them still believe Bitcoin or Litecoin is a scam. And so they're slightly resistant to it. And so therefore, when management asks them to do it, it needs to be simple. It needs to be, they will do it. And so our system makes everything as simple as possible for them. And therefore, we see very little support requirements. But if there's a requirement, we have a sales team that can provide additional training. All good. Thanks, guys. I hope you learned.